Hi, it's John here with just a quick update on YieldNodes. So they've actually just released an email a couple of minutes ago. I thought I'd better just go through it quickly to see what people's thoughts are on this, because it is a bit of a blow, I'd say, to people who have signed up to YieldNodes. But yeah, let's go through it together and see exactly what's going on. And this actually comes from Urs. He is writing this today, so let's just go through what he said here. So due to the current crypto winter and the general problematic economic situation, the war in Ukraine, high inflation, high energy prices, weakness of the euro, etc., we're forced to hedge our virtual assets with real and sustainable assets and to provide and manage them in a decentralized way. Therefore, with immediate effect, we will restructure YieldNodes into YieldNodes Pro. So this is what they're saying here. YieldNodes Pro is going to be a new thing with immediate effect to ensure hedging by real assets and to ensure that our shared values are preserved in the long term. The repeated blocking of exchanges like Binance and Changelly, of which are still both blocked, and difficulties in lending our assets show us that it is time to implement the Decenemy, spelled incorrectly, strategy as soon as possible and tie the value of our coins to real assets. So what they're saying is they need to stop using virtual assets and actually go into using physical real-world assets ASAP. General selling pressure has a negative impact, especially on the prices of assets that are only based on monetary values, and we currently have hardly any chance to cash out our profits from the masternodes. In addition, there are constant attacks on our coins, combined with the insubstantial statement that we are a scam. All of this leads to the fact we must immediately realign our strategy in the direction of Decenemy. We've shown through transparency, openness and real audits that we do a decent job as a team. However, it seems that this is repeatedly undermined by players on the market who only want to gamble. We can only counteract this with real assets and applications that give all our partners the necessary security that they can trust Decenemy and thus YieldNodes even in times of crisis. We'll implement this strategy through YieldNodes Pro. As many know, this has always been our plan. We're only bringing it forward because of the current situation and are starting the immediate implementation. We currently have enough reserves which we are now using to activate YieldNodes Pro. In doing so, we will integrate the existing and still to be developed real assets into our Decenemy network and make them available to our partners via YieldNodes Pro directly or pooled as an asset. The assets going to be made available are available to Decenemy through contractual agreements with various partners who strongly believe in our strategy and fully support us in its implementation. These are 2 hubs in Germany and Malta, a large photovoltaic plant in Germany, several plants in Italy and Germany, a large power plant in Iran, HTC plant in Germany connected to all patents, music publisher and streaming provider in Germany, the Mobilith project, which we can charge electric cars without a charging network, which also compensates for the disadvantages of the very volatile power supply from the sun and wind, various residential, commercial and social properties, building plots and forests where we focus on sustainable construction and management. So these are the things that they're saying that they are going to basically be investing in, or continuing to invest in at least. The value of these real assets amounts to well over 300 million euros. The return of these assets is extremely high but also sustainable. More detailed information with locations, economic and technical data will follow. So to be able to implement this, we will convert payments made and credit balances in YieldNodes into NFTs, which will give subscription right to shares in these assets. So basically this is sounding like, to me, you're going to own an NFT similar to ones such as Wolf of Finance or the Horde one, where you get a return on the assets that they sort of represent in the background. So in this case, the NFTs will be related to these different assets here, amongst others. So until these NFTs can be traded, the contractual minimum interest rate of 5% per quarter will be ensured. So that's 5% per quarter. So that's interesting bit there. After that, in a first stage, we will create the possibility for these NFTs to be traded. That's Q2 of 2023. So that's, the second half of 2023 next year. So in the second stage, based on YieldNodes Pro, which is at the very end of next year, we'll provide a portal that will allow our partners to convert these NFTs into equity investments and receive the returns from their associated assets. So those are very important words in that paragraph there. We have consulted with economists and lawyers. This is the best and probably only way for all our partners to continue to benefit from assets of value, and it forms the basis for realising the Decenemy strategy. Some will be disappointed by us and some may even hate us for it, but if you think it through, you will see that this is the best way for everyone to continue to get returns from YieldNodes and avoid losses. So this is only a pause for a few months, which is necessary for the restructuring. We'll follow up with more detailed information in the coming days. Okay, so yeah, it sounds to me, and it doesn't actually mention it in here, but they have actually disabled emergency withdrawals at the moment. So we go across to withdrawal. The emergency withdrawals has now been stopped basically, so you can no longer do emergency withdrawals, which is a bit strange really, because I actually just earlier today, funnily enough, signed up to the page, which is now missing, but the page for getting notified when an emergency withdrawal comes through. Now you can still initiate other external withdrawals rather than emergency ones. They're still working at the moment by the look of it, but yeah, emergency withdrawals have been stopped, which is a bit strange because it doesn't actually mention it in the actual email. So the things to consider now are what's going to happen. Are we going to now just, like it says, get a 5% per quarter on our masternode balance? These NFTs, which can be traded, who's going to be buying them? Because I presume that people are going to want their money back rather than trading them for any particular reason. I don't know what value they'll have apart from the value you've paid for them. So there's plenty of questions here to be asked and answered, obviously, which I'm sure they will follow up with. And obviously this bit here about Q4 next year, allowing you to convert your NFTs back into real world money. So the funny thing is, I actually recorded a video earlier today about the Horde Z NFTs that you can buy. So the trading bot as a service NFT, which gives you a percentage of profits every month. And that's similar to what it sounds like is going to be happening with YieldNodes with its NFTs. Now, again, I'm not sure what's going to happen, whether there's going to be a single NFT per masternode balance or what, but I'm sure they'll get some other details soon. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are below on this. It's a bit of a shock to read this, and I think some people are going to be jumping on the hate bandwagon, but I think they're obviously doing this for a good reason. It's not any kind of rug or anything, so don't panic, but it is disappointing, so I think it's fair enough to be disappointed, but by the sound of it is actually for the best in the end, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But it is a shame if we do go down to this 5% per quarter, and I'm not sure what people are going to think of that, but at the end of the day, if it saves people's money that they've invested from being lost, then that's more than acceptable, I'd say. I'd be willing to wait for my masternode balance, even if it is till the end of next year, as hard as that's going to be. It's going to be interesting to see, but yeah, who knows, maybe these NFTs, which are based on these real world assets, are going to return a nice amount per month. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens, and yeah, until there's more information, that's all I can say on it. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are down below. Hopefully things will work out for the best, and again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.